So, who's gonna win, Conor or Khabib? If you'd like to know my opinion about this and what's missing in all of the analysis there are currently online, stay tuned and watch this short video. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. And in today's video, I'm going to analyze this fight between Conor and Khabib, and I'm going to talk about primarily going to talk about what's missing in all the analysis that I've seen online, and many of them are really great. And there has been a ton of analysis. Never before have I seen so many people talking about body language, how they behave during press conferences, how is one guy doing, how is another guy doing, did Conor dominate Khabib or did Khabib dominate Conor with his laid-back attitude? Never before has there been so many videos, and everybody seemed to have an opinion, which is great, and the build-up for this fight is phenomenal. I can't wait for it to happen. And I recommend you see many of those videos. There are a lot of great analysis out there, but one thing that I've noticed and it's missing is the proper analysis of Conor McGregor's takedown defense. Now, many think that Conor McGregor has a very lousy takedown defense, judging by his performance against Chad Mendes, in his fight against Chad Mendes. Many people think that, okay, Chad Mendes took that fight on short notice, he was on vacation, then he basically had 1 or 2 weeks of preparation, jumped in and, took Conor down with ease many times, but he lost the fight because he was not in shape. I'm going to challenge this right now. First of all, what many people don't seem to remember, or they deliberately don't say this, but during that fight, Conor McGregor was injured, and during the preparation for that fight, Conor McGregor was injured and he could not wrestle in his training camp. This is huge. You have to understand, this is huge. Now, does this mean that Khabib will not take Conor down because in this camp he could wrestle? I'm not saying this. Khabib is a great wrestler, but unlike Chad Mendes, who has great timing for his double legs, Khabib usually relies on bull rushing people with punches to the cage, then locking them up, either going for the double, then locking them up or locking them up in the clinch, and then taking them down from there, which is his style, and it seems to work very well for him. But he does not have as great of a timing as Chad Mendes does for the doubles. So Chad Mendes had better timing, that he used that to take Conor McGregor down, but Conor McGregor still won that fight. And in that fight, Conor McGregor couldn't use too much of a lateral movement. I think his knee was injured. He couldn't train wrestling for that. And if you've ever trained MMA, you know how much you get affected by those things. I'll give you an example. My style was pretty much similar to Khabib Nurmagomedov's styles when I competed back, and I stopped competing in 2008. I used to take people down, ground and pound them, so takedowns were a large part of my game. But it happened to me that when for example, when I was sick and didn't train for some time, or when I stopped competing and couldn't train for some time for various reasons, and then I sparred again, I got taken down by people that in reality shouldn't be able to take me down. Because when you don't train a certain ability, you lose it. You know that expression, use it or lose it. You lose it. So even me, who have trained like I don't know how many years. I started with judo, then I moved on to MMA, and wrestling was takedowns and wrestling were a big part of my game. I still got taken down by people that weren't supposed to take me down. But of course, then when I get back in shape, my timing improves, my takedown recognition improves. I get to recognize when the takedown is going to happen, and everything improves with practice. So People who were harsh on Conor McGregor for, not harsh, but who thought that he's going to get taken down easily because he got taken down easily by Chad Mendes, I think they're not taking this into account. So what's going to happen? Will Khabib take Conor down? I don't know. I really don't know. This is one of these fights that I cannot make a prediction. I usually don't make predictions, but this is a very, very hard fight to call. I'm leaning slightly, but so slightly towards Conor McGregor, because the fight starts in the stand-up, and there Conor McGregor is so much better than Khabib Nurmagomedov. Also, Conor McGregor has an underrated ground game. When he was fresh, he swept Nate Diaz. He also did a lot of great ground fighting against Max Holloway when they fought. Max Holloway is now a BJJ black belt. Back then, I think he was a brown belt, but still, he did a lot of great ground. I was watching that fight and I'm like, this is good jiu-jitsu. He was doing good jiu-jitsu, so he has an underrated ground game. Will this ground game be enough to stop Khabib Nurmagomedov from pounding him out and finishing him? If the takedown happens, of course, I don't know. It could be or it could not be. I'm not sure. We don't know. But I'm leaning, like, if I had to give percentages of how much I'm leaning towards one or the other, I would say it's not 50-50, but it's like 50.5 for Conor and 49.5 for Khabib Nurmagomedov. This is how close I think these guys are. And any of them can implement their style on one another and dominate. I wouldn't be surprised at all if any of those guys won. Not one bit. So we're going to see. But the main point of this video is that people were missing the big point about Conor McGregor's takedown defense. If he trained wrestling, I think it's going to be much better than against Chad Mendes, and also Khabib Nurmagomedov doesn't have such a good timing on the doubles. So these are things to consider. Also the underrated ground game of Conor McGregor.
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint instructional. The link is in the description.
What do you think? Who will win, Khabib or Conor? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know why. I'd like to know a specific reason why you think one or the other will win. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.